Hi, I'm Bill Gilbane Jr., President of Gilbane Building Company. I'm about to present to you a speech that I made for the National Association of Minority Contractors in Jacksonville, Florida, at their annual meeting. Several of the contractors asked me to send them a copy of the speech, which I am doing now. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. It's a real pleasure for me to be here today. When Gwendolyn Powell Todd called me and asked me if I would participate in the National Association of Minority Contractors as the luncheon speaker, I was obviously very interested. The involvement of our company and myself personally with minority contractors around the country is a major dimension for our business. In addition, I was very interested in the subject which I had been given, building business, creating legacy. At Gilbane, legacy is fundamental for everything we do and who we are. I hope that my discussion today will cause some thought and produce some direct benefits within your companies. At Gilbane, our business performance and who we are is all about legacy. Let me start by quickly describing our family history, which is very much the history of our company. In 1845, my great-grandfather left Ireland in the heat of the Irish potato famine. He and his parents traveled in ships that were often described as coffin ships, where 20 to 30% of the people died on the journey. My great-grandfather's brother, Patrick, was too sick to make the trip, and in fact never saw his mother, father, or brother again. He died in Ireland at the age of 21. When the Irish arrived in America, over time, they were faced with the same discrimination that many others before and after have faced. My family made its home in Providence, Rhode Island. My great-grandfather became an apprentice carpenter for George A. Brown Company. While working as a carpenter, he attended evening school where he learned plan reading and drafting. He took courses in business and architectural design. He was preparing himself for the opportunity to run his own business. In 1873, George Brown suddenly died, and my great-grandfather, as the lead carpenter, took over the jobs, finished them, and started a business, William Gilbane Contractor and Builder. The company's legacy was started, and we quickly built a reputation for quality and integrity. By 1900, the company's name was changed to the Gilbane Building Company. My ancestors built homes in the expensive area of Providence. They also built churches and hospitals. Homes were actually advertised for sale with a caption, "Built by Gilbane." That was added value. They were worth more money. When the Great Depression hit, my great-grandfather, the founder, retired at the age of 65. His son, William, the second generation, would now run the company through the Depression and into the 1930s. He was a very gentle and kind man. He was the right man for that time. During this time, the company built an incredible loyalty amongst all of its employees that still exists within the company today. People did not work for a wage or an hourly pay. They gathered weekly as a unit and distributed the earnings that the company had that week. They distributed them in a manner that the people who needed the most, in fact, got the most. This ingrained value of loyalty still exists and drives our company and performance today. In 2006, our average turnover is targeted at less than 6%. As the company struggled through the Depression, the third generation became active. My father and uncle, who were inseparable and seemed to do everything together, were the first Gilbanes to go to college, a huge opportunity for the family. They were All-American football players at Brown University and came one game short of playing in the Rose Bowl. The first games they did not play together was when my dad captained the North team for the North-South game and my Uncle Tom played for the East team in the East-West game. These men were very tough-minded and disciplined athletes. They believed in teamwork and were driven by a dedication to excellence, values and legacy that are still in place today. When World War II broke out, our company was awarded the construction of significant naval base and military support functions in Rhode Island. The company actually received the Army-Navy E Award for Excellence in Wartime. We were the first non-military company to be given this national award. Under the third generation, we built the Air and Space Museum in Washington, the Lake Placid Winter Olympics. I have to point out in the picture, my mother, my father, my Uncle Tom, and my aunt. They're in that picture right behind that Russian goal, where that great American victory occurred. Can you imagine how proud the Gilbanes were to be in a building built by Gilbane in that Cold War to see America beat the Russians? It really couldn't get any better for them. It was the athletic event of the century in a Gilbane building. The company was quickly developing long-term clients and relationships. For example, we built 5 Miller breweries around the United States. We built numerous large General Motors plants across the country. General Motors continues to be an active client of ours. For over 50 years, we have worked for General Motors. At this point, the company transitioned to the fourth generation, which I am a member. We began to build some of the most significant landmark buildings in our country, like the World War II Memorial and the Vietnam Memorial. All of us in the fourth generation understand the importance of our history and the values that have been passed down from our predecessors and what these values mean in terms of business success. Our parents taught us at the end of the day, it wasn't how much money we made or how big a building we built, but rather how we treated our clients, our people, and our families. We understand the Gilbane legacy. Today, the company has offices in 25 cities from coast to coast. We do work in 32 states. We've earned 9 Build America awards. We have revenue approaching $3 billion. We are ranked the 6th largest construction management firm in the United States. We love to point out that of those 6, only 2 are family owned and privately held. We have shunned every offer to sell our company or take it public because we know we would lose that legacy. This legacy is the foundation of who we are and why we have been one of our country's best construction managers. That's why the Gilbane slogan is building more than buildings. As one of the top 2 education builders in the country, we truly are developing future generations. As one of the largest healthcare builders in the country, we are creating a healthier America. By constructing very complex data centers and mission-critical facilities, we really are supporting America's strategic advantage. No job better epitomizes this better than the Muhammad Ali Museum and Education Center. Think of the honor it is for us to build a building that represents the contribution of this great American hero, Muhammad Ali. It is truly a learning center and preservation of historical significance. Let me switch gears a little and focus on the true legacy of the company. The history of the company, the magnificent jobs that I've described, is a byproduct of 6 very strong values. We call them our core values: integrity, tough-mindedness, teamwork, dedication to excellence, loyalty, and discipline. Those are great words. Let me translate those into business terms and give you some examples of how they influence our decision and our processes. They're not just words. They're pragmatic influences and decision-making drivers. Integrity, the knowledge that everyone's annual review is done with the utmost integrity, where constructively we address issues that exist. This allows people to focus on them and improve. We have the integrity to take no shortcuts. Think of the integrity it takes to accept diversity goals, MBA goals on a job. You can make good faith effort, but if you look in the mirror and you say, from an integrity point of view, did I accomplish them? You have. It's fundamental to our execution, integrity. Dedication excellence, how we verify that a change order is fair to all parties. Think of the individuals in Gilbane that have worked at improving their capabilities. We have estimators, LEED certified. They've taken the time so that when they participate on a job that has sustainable design as a major element, they're capable. Personally, they've certified themselves. All dedication excellence. Discipline, to ensure that we've checked on all the critical elements. Think of a concrete pour, that no flash patching will be required. The floors will be level the first time we do them. I always like to say you don't break an ankle on a Gilbane job. Teamwork. When a vice president substitute for a general superintendent to run a meeting so that that superintendent can in fact attend training. Think of the teamwork that goes into mentorships, whether it is our scholarship students or our minority trade contractors. When our people make a commitment to teamwork, they are making a difference. Loyalty. At Gilbane, loyalty is obviously very strong with our owners, but is equally strong with our minority contractors, architects, and engineers. Loyalty is the basis of all our relationships. Having the project manager recognize that someone's family commitments can take precedent over a job so that the staff fills in is good example daily about loyalty in Gilbane. Tough-mindedness. Think of the ability to stop work because something's unsafe. Gilbane people do that. I could go on and on about specific examples that our people generate as testimony to how the value drives their decisions and drives our business. Let me tell you a little bit about how we find, hire, and retain the best people who share our values. We find them preferably at a young age. We check their references to the nth degree with coaches, teachers, etc., to ensure that we're getting the right people. We hire for character and we develop excellence. In order to preserve this legacy, we invest 3 times the industry average in education, learning, and development of our people. Gilbane University is ranked #1 of all construction companies and 41st of all companies by Training Magazine, the Bible of the industry. Every course is developed in response to customer satisfaction. We have created an environment where the passion of continuous learning is fundamental to all of us. Every course also validates our legacy and values. There is a rigorous development plan for each of our people. Beyond the core courses of estimating and scheduling, we have very specific programs, diversity training, LEED certification, mentoring courses, all directed at reinforcing our values. Everyone takes a course, my cousin and I teach, on how the core values shape their careers and how success is measured by living those values. This is fundamental to preserving the legacy we have been given. Profit is merely a byproduct of living those values. In 2005, Gilbane received 584 customer surveys reporting on our performance. We solicit at least 6 times during the course of a job from the owner and the architect very specific customer survey questions. Our focus is on creating customer satisfaction and customers for life. It is interesting that we rate highest in the owner and AE's mind for integrity and honesty. And I also should say it's the most important in their measurement too. That's the most important thing we bring to a project is integrity. 96% of the surveys we received in 2005 met or exceeded the customer's expectations. The majority of the 4% that did not are jobs not yet finished and jobs we are focused on fixing. We also say that client satisfaction drives employee satisfaction. My dad always said, companies don't build buildings, people do, and we have the very best people. We hire employees that set their own value proposition and people who are confident that they will be able to live by them every day at Gilbane. This year we will hire 100 college graduates and an equal number of experienced specialists. Our growth prevents us from just relying on homebred college talent that we can nurture and develop. We must hire people with character and develop them within the Gilbane system so that they place that value on our legacy and our values proposition. Succession planning is also very important to this company. Twice a year, we review our succession plan for each business unit as well as the corporate office. We look at family members and employees as one and the same. Because the fifth generation is a younger age, we know that the Gilbanes will not necessarily be the chairman, president, and executive vice president of the company in the next years. The reason that does not concern us at all is that the people who will fill those positions will have the same values as the family members. One of the key characteristics is our dedication to excellence. This value has driven innovation in Gilbane. An historical example I love to tell is in conjunction with IBM, we developed the first critical path method of scheduling. My great-grandfather at the turn of the century, with a professor from Brown, created the first electric floor sanding machine in Rhode Island. And all this was done to make the jobs run better, to make floor finishing more efficient, less costly, better long-term appearance. Today, this dedication to excellence drives us into areas of information technology, where we are rated #1 by Information Week magazine. We utilize state-of-the-art websites and wireless technology to connect our architects, engineers, trade contractors, and owners to eliminate mistakes. Decisions that took 2 weeks now take 2 hours. Innovation leads us into relocation management. We help our companies strategize, plan, and then move into the buildings we build. Innovation has taken us into infrastructure management, where we help the owners set up their permanent operation and maintenance to run their facilities smarter and better. Innovation has led us into building information modeling, interdisciplinary document coordination review. The services go on, all directed at dedication to excellence. As I look around the room, I think of a lot of the minority contractors are family businesses. We're all fortunate because there is no easier vehicle to preserving your legacy or our legacies than in the caring family business atmosphere. Note this Harvard Business School data, which illustrates that only 30% of all family businesses survived to the second generation. Only 12% to the third, and 8% to the fourth. Let me also share with you what the Harvard Business School tells us about family companies versus publicly traded companies. Family companies are valued 10% higher by the stock market than non-family companies. Publicly traded family firms consistently outperform non-family firms in earnings and stock performance. They are 5.5% more profitable and 6.65% a greater return on assets. The #1 reason for the failure in companies going from generation to generation is that the values and the legacy of the company were not preserved. You can have values drive your business where profit truly becomes a byproduct of those values. Important to me as a father is that our company has been blessed with the attitude of our shareholders because they really truly believe in the company legacy. We have 50 of them, 5 of which are my children. They are all in it for the long haul. They are not investors in Gilbane. They feel fortunate to be part of the family legacy. Finally, we all establish a lot of processes in our business, but we must not forget that our values have to translate into action. Safety manuals, all sorts of quality procedures, they're great, but effective leaders can override any policy and procedure and leverage their values, do the right thing without creating chaos. Let's take a little further look at what the Harvard Business School tells us about family principles and maintaining the family's good name. Be loyal to the family business and support its good reputation with pride. Live your dream. One of my favorites is to be known by your first name, by what you do, not by your last name, what others have done. Real success in life comes from creating things of lasting value. Fair treatment does not require equal power, status, or reward. Harvard Business School also defines family legacy as assets, physical and mental health, and well-being, family dream, history, reputation, practical skills and knowledge, passion for the work, ability to create a dream, drive to create things of lasting value, encouragement to take risks, values, rituals, and traditions. As I draw to the end of my discussion, I want to amplify that the 5 generations of Gilbane will all have experienced their own struggles. My worry, as a 4th generation Gilbane, is that the success of the company would threaten our values. Will our children preserve the legacy that their grandparents created? Will that success get in the way? One of the great things we have been able to do as a family in business is participate in the communities where we work and live across this country. This collage reflects many minority scholarship programs across the country that Gilbane and our people participate in. The one in the center is one I am especially proud of, and I really think talks about legacy. That young man, William Blackman, in the center, surrounded by my cousins and his dad, is a Gilbane scholar. He recently played for the North team, the same team as William Gilbane played for in 1932. He's an outstanding young man and hopefully be drafted very high, preferably by the New England Patriots and not those Jets and 49ers that are represented here today. He is holding a trophy that was named in my father and uncle's name for the best high school player in the state of Rhode Island, an annual award. I know my dad and uncle are very happy that their legacy is being carried on through scholarship program in a fine young man named William Blackman. May his chance at football bring him the great lives and success that my father and uncle had. Let me conclude by giving you what I consider the 10 keys to building business and creating your own legacy. 1, establish your own values and communicate them within your organization. 2, create a vision and mission statement that amplify and connect those values to the business. 3, hire the very best people. 4, invest in their training and development. You can only have the best people if they continually improve themselves to meet the challenges of change. 5, have succession planning so that the company does not rely on 1 or 2 key individuals. 6, focus on customer satisfaction in your own way. Make it the primary focus of your business. 7, make your customers your champions. 8, be a company with strategic innovation. 9, participate in your community. And 10, finally, and probably most importantly, don't get involved with people, customers, or employees that don't share your values. Again, thank you for your time and patience. I really hope in some way I've been able to help you. I look forward to discussing this later. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Above is my email address. Again, thank you.